Hey there, champs. Welcome to Pro Wrestle Insider, your WWE update station. Hit that bell and let's step into the ring. The arena didn't erupt. It froze. Nearly 20,000 people stood in stunned silence as John Cena tapped out for the final time, his legendary career ending not with fireworks, but with quiet disbelief. Gunther didn't celebrate wildly. He didn't gloat in the moment. He simply stood there, unmoved, having done what no one else ever could. But in WWE, victories don't exist in isolation. What followed on Monday Night Raw may have been more important than the submission itself. Because while Gunther conquered a legend, he also reminded everyone of the one man who once made him do the same. Authority clashed with ego, history resurfaced, and beneath Gunther's dominance, an old weakness began to whisper again. The question now isn't who Gunther defeated, it's who might be waiting to humble him next. The silence that defined an era. John Cena's final match will be remembered not for spectacle, but for stillness. The crowd didn't boo, they didn't chant, they went silent. That reaction said everything. Gunther forcing Cena to submit wasn't shocking because of how it happened, but because it happened at all. Cena didn't fade away, he didn't collapse under chaos. He tapped clean center of the ring with no controversy and no escape. WWE presented it as absolute dominance, and that presentation matters. This wasn't about passing the torch. It was about taking it. Gunther didn't inherit Cena's legacy, he ended it. That distinction elevates Gunther's status while also placing a massive target on his back. Gunther's victory was too clean to ignore. There was no interference, no referee distraction, no shortcuts. Gunther won the most important match of his career by outclassing the greatest of all time. WWE made sure viewers understood that this wasn't luck or timing, it was superiority. Gunther didn't just defeat Cena physically, he broke the myth that legends are untouchable. That kind of win reshapes perception across the roster. Every champion, every contender, every authority figure now has to deal with the reality that Gunther isn't chasing history anymore. He's rewriting it, and when someone reaches that level, WWE storytelling demands consequences. Monday Night Raw changed the tone. Gunther's promo on Raw wasn't loud or emotional. It was cold, calculated. He didn't thank Cena. He didn't show respect. He declared ownership over the moment. In Gunther's world, legends are obstacles, not icons. That promo wasn't designed to get heat. It was designed to establish control. But WWE rarely allows a character to speak unchecked without planting a counterbalance. Gunther standing alone in the ring, untouchable and arrogant, was intentional framing. It set the stage for what came next. Because dominance without resistance never lasts long in this company. Adam Pearce represents the last line of control. Backstage, the confrontation with Adam Pearce felt small on the surface, but narratively it was huge. Pearce wasn't angry because Gunther disrespected Cena. He was angry because Gunther no longer respects structure. Ordering Gunther to leave the arena wasn't about punishment. It was about control. And Gunther doesn't respond to control. He never has. Authority figures mean nothing to him unless they can enforce consequences. By sending Gunther home, Pearce unintentionally exposed his own weakness. He has no leverage, and when authority lacks leverage, WWE usually introduces someone who provides it physically. Gunther's ego is stronger than any warning. Gunther doesn't bend. Warnings don't humble him. Success inflates him. Every victory convinces him he is right about everything. That's what makes him dangerous, but also vulnerable. WWE has consistently portrayed Gunther as a man who believes his dominance is permanent. That belief is the crack in the armor. Characters like Gunther aren't defeated by stronger opponents. They're defeated by reminders. Reminders that dominance can end. Reminders that history doesn't disappear just because you reclaim control. And there is one reminder the WWE Universe never lets Gunther forget. The night Gunther tapped out still matters. In WrestleMania 41, changed Gunther forever. Jey Uso making Gunther tap out wasn't just a title change, it was a narrative earthquake. For the first time, Gunther wasn't overpowered. He was outlasted, outthought, forced to submit. WWE fans remember moments like that forever. Gunther may have reclaimed the championship months later, but he never erased that visual. The chants didn't stop, the memory didn't fade. In WWE storytelling, the first crack always matters more than the recovery. That night proved Gunther could be beaten. And that truth follows him everywhere. Jey Uso is the perfect psychological weapon. Jey Uso doesn't need to be champion to threaten Gunther. He only needs to exist in his orbit. Jey represents unfinished business. He represents doubt. Every time Jey's name comes up, Gunther's dominance feels slightly less absolute. That's why a short, intense program between them makes sense. It doesn't need a title, it needs tension. It reminds fans that Gunther's reign isn't built on invincibility, but resilience. WWE thrives when it weaponizes memory, and Jey Uso is living proof that Gunther's legacy includes submission, not just supremacy. The tag team detour adds credibility, not distance. Jey reuniting with Jimmy doesn't weaken this story. It strengthens it. It shows growth. Jey isn't chasing Gunther obsessively. He's living his career. That makes any return to Gunther feel earned, not forced. WWE often brings rivals back together when both characters have evolved. Gunther is more dominant now. Jey is more grounded. That contrast makes their history heavier. If Adam Pearce wants to humble Gunther without stripping his aura, Jey Uso is the most logical option. Not to dominate him, but to remind him. Why WWE hasn't pulled the trigger, yet no match has been announced. No confrontation teased, and that's intentional. WWE is letting the idea breathe, letting fans connect dots, letting Gunther's ego grow unchecked. When the reminder finally arrives, it will feel earned. WWE doesn't rush stories tied to legacy moments. Cena's retirement was one chapter. Gunther's reckoning may be another. Timing matters. And right now, Gunther believes he's untouchable. That's usually when WWE strikes. Dominance always invites its own collapse. Gunther may have ended John Cena's career, but he didn't erase his own past. WWE never forgets moments that define vulnerability. Authority figures can warn, legends can fall, titles can change hands. But memory is the one opponent that never leaves. Whether Jey Uso steps back into Gunther's path or not, the seed has already been planted. Gunther's greatest victory may have reopened his greatest weakness. And in WWE, dominance doesn't end with defeat. It ends when history comes back to collect its due.